Birmingham City's two attacking mysteries may both surprise and shock you this week, but it won't be much later as the transfer season in close to ending. Birmingham City still have work to do in the transfer window, and there are two attacking clues that could be pointing towards something very interesting. One of them is a player Blues fans already know very well. The other could be a completely new face. And there is a third clue that makes this even more intriguing. A mystery number 10 from a European league. And could that be the player spoke about here on Lenny Bunch? So what exactly is going on at Birmingham City? Let's start with what Chris Davies has told us, because this is where the story gets really interesting. Birmingham are still looking for a left-footed, left-sided attacking player. That is the profile, not necessarily a particular name, but like this one, etc. But Davies has already suggested that a return for this player was looking unlikely. So why are we talking about him again? Because Alex Dicken may have accidentally given us one of the biggest clues of the summer. On the Keep Right On podcast, Alex explained that he had actually asked Chris Davies at training what sort of players he was looking for. Davies didn't give him names, he gave him profiles, and when the conversation turned towards a player similar to the one Blues fans already know, there was a very interesting reaction from Alex, that little knowing smile. Now, Alex might simply have been amused by the question, but if you know Alex Dicken, you will know he isn't exactly the greatest poker player in the world. And that is where this gets interesting, because the player being discussed was Ibrahim Osman. Osman is exactly the sort of player Birmingham have been looking for. Left-sided, left-footed, quick, direct, able to carry the ball, and, perhaps most importantly, already proven at Birmingham. Blues know exactly what he can bring. The problem is that Chris Davies has already indicated that bringing Osman back was looking unlikely, so we have a contradiction. Birmingham still want the profile. Osman fits the profile. Davies says a return looks unlikely. And yet when Osman is mentioned, Alex Dicken gives that knowing smile. Now ask yourself this. What if nothing has actually changed yet? What if Birmingham and Brighton are simply waiting? Brighton have their own decision to make. They have been looking at Osman during pre-season. They have injuries in the wide areas. They need to decide whether Osman is going to get enough first-team football. And if the answer eventually becomes no, a loan could suddenly make perfect sense. And that is why I wouldn't completely write off Osman just yet, especially with the transfer window moving towards its final stages. But here's where our second story begins, because Osman isn't the only Brighton winger who has been mentioned as a possible Birmingham target. There is another young attacking player who could also be looking for the right championship opportunity. His name is Amario Cozier-Duberry, and this is where things get really interesting. Cozier-Duberry has already shown that he can produce at championship level. He has pace, he can play wide, he can attack defenders, and he has experience of developing away from Brighton. There has already been speculation linking Birmingham with him as a possible loan destination. So could Birmingham be looking at two Brighton players, Osman on one side, Cozier-Duberry as another attacking option? Or are these simply two completely separate possibilities? We don't know yet. But there is one more piece of information that makes this story even more interesting. The mystery number 10. Alex Dicken and Brian Dick have discussed Birmingham looking for a number 10 from a European league. Again, no name. And that is important, because we are not talking about one position anymore. We are potentially talking about Birmingham trying to add several attacking pieces before the window closes. A left-sided attacker, and somewhere in the background, a mystery number 10 from a European league, and potentially another winger. And that takes us back to Osman, because if Birmingham really are still looking for that exact profile, why would we completely rule out a player who already knows the club, knows the manager, knows the system, and has already shown Blues supporters what he can do? The answer is simple: money. Brighton's valuation has been one of the problems throughout the summer. Birmingham wanted Osman. Brighton knew his value, and the two clubs have not always been on the same page. But late transfer windows can change things very quickly. Players who looked unavailable in July can suddenly become available in August. Clubs make decisions based on squad numbers. Injuries change. First-team opportunities appear or disappear. And loan deals can suddenly happen very quickly. So my gut feeling is this. I don't think Birmingham suddenly forgot about Ibrahim Osman. I think the situation has been parked. And if Brighton eventually decide that Osman needs regular football, Birmingham could still be there. And if that happens late in the window, suddenly that earlier conversation from Chris Davies becomes very interesting.
Because Davies didn't say he didn't want that type of player. He said he was looking for that type of player.
And when Osman was mentioned, Alex Dicken's reaction was certainly interesting. But we have to be careful. A smile isn't confirmation. A podcast clue isn't a transfer announcement. And neither Osman nor Cozier-Duberry has been confirmed as coming to Birmingham. So what we have right now is a fascinating transfer puzzle. One Brighton winger who Blues already know and would clearly fit the profile. Another Brighton winger who's also been linked with Birmingham as a possible loan destination. And somewhere in the background, a mystery number 10 from a European league. And I think that is what makes the final part of this transfer window so interesting for Birmingham City. Because we may already know the positions Chris Davies wants to strengthen. We may even have clues about the types of players he wants. What we don't know is the names, except perhaps one, Ibrahim Osman. And if that knowing smile from Alex Dicken really was because he knows more than he could say, then Blues fans might want to keep a very close eye on this one. Because sometimes the biggest transfer clues aren't in the headline. Sometimes they're in what somebody says and sometimes they're in what somebody doesn't say. So Osman isn't confirmed, Cozier-Duberry isn't confirmed. And the mystery number 10 is still a mystery. But Birmingham are clearly still looking for attacking reinforcements. And with the transfer window moving towards its final days, things can change very quickly. Keep right on.